area, it's the wrist and the hand. Okay. First, we're gonna do some. I want you two guys to know how to palpate the different carpal bones. Okay, before we actually move the bones. All right. This is very. There's a lot of information, so please stick with me. Okay. Oh, you guys have it already? Yeah. So I can skip this?
No.
If you want to show us next, you can.
Please don't.
See it. So just as a recap.
Okay. 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 I do it fast then. Okay. The first thing. No. We want. If you do dorsal, radial, and ulnar deviation, if you're on the radial head, it doesn't move. Okay. The scaphoid, it does. When you do this, it disappears. When you do this, it pops out. Okay. Can you do it? Mm-hmm. Okay. So here, that's the radial head. Okay. 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 This is very simple. The same process of the ulna. Here. There you can find immediately. Joint line, we just palpated it a few minutes ago. That's here. You can find during pronation and supination, where during supination there's a hole, during pronation it gets filled by the radius. Okay, that's one. And then finally on the middle of the radius, so you can see actually the radius is quite big, and the ulna it's not so big, the head of the ulna. Okay, and if you're in the middle, you can find the listed tuberculum. Okay, that's like a small. Yeah. So you can exactly. There's actually bony.
Prominence.
Yeah, prominence exactly. There you can find. That's the listed tuberculum, right here, in the middle. So now we have.
On the radius, right?
On the radius, yeah. So now we have actually, if we can draw it. Okay. This is the joint line between the radial carpal bones. Okay. We know that the radius is concave in relation to the carpal bones, so it should be a little bit like this. Okay. If I want to draw the second line, it's between the carpal, metacarpal. The most easiest way is first go from the fifth carpal, metacarpal. Here, when you go ulnar deviation, it disappears. And here it appears. Okay, so here's the joint line. Then from the third metacarpal, you go down, straight down, and then you fall into a hole, which is capitatum. Yeah. So here you're in the hole. That's capitatum. And then finally, the most easiest, the CMC1, the saddle joint of the body. Here, it's very easy to find. When you go horizontal adduction, look, it comes out here. Okay, and when you go that way, it disappears. So here. All right, between these two lines, there are 8 bones. Yes. Sorry, say again?
Some lovers try positions
Okay.
that we can't handle, guys.
Okay. So, if we just draw another line, so if we know this from here. This is how I was taught. Okay. So, take the third metacarpal, and then from here, you draw a line, and it goes straight to the listed tuberculum. And if you draw a line from here down, you're on the joint line of the radius and the ulna. All right. So now we have a more of a better indication where the bones are. If you want to find the scaphoid, it's here. Lunatum, trichotrum. Oh, maybe you should do it. What's this one here?
Scaphoid.
Next. Next.
Trichoatrium.
And then here you can find it on the ventral side.
Pisciform.
Nice. And we go back. Here we go here. Yeah. Trapezium, trapezoid.
Capitatum. comment.
Perfect. Okay. So now actually, this is an easy way for us really to find the different carpal bones. Okay. So this is for afterwards. If you would mobilize, you want to do joint play. Now you know exactly where you have to place your fingers. Okay. So this is an easy way for you to practice. First of all, I'm going to show you the traction. The traction technique, a very general technique for the carpal bones. If I can have you at the end of the table. Any questions so far? No, pretty. Okay, maximum loose back position.
Slight flexion.
It's palmar flexion and then just like
That's it. 5 degrees of palmar flexion and slight ulnar deviation. All right, and also one thing, the radius in space, you should see it like this. Okay. So on the dorsal side, it's a little bit longer than the ventral side. So when you do give traction, it is more palmar, distal, and a little bit ulnar. Okay, of the maximum loose back position. Here we go. What we do is we're gonna fixate, we're gonna hold the metacarpals. You can't hold the distal row of the carpal bones because then it will just slips off. Okay, so what we do is we just hold the metacarpal. See, that's the line, and that's exactly where it should be. Okay, so actually what you're doing now is you're giving tractions to all the 7 carpal bones. So that's why this is a very general technique. You can do it more specifically by fixating all the separate joints. So you're pulling in the same direction. You're pulling basically constantly on the 7 carpal bones, but with the fixation, you can at least feel one by one the traction, range of motion, and feel. All right. So let's go.
well, the PC form is like in its
Sitting on
own
top.
thing, right?
Yeah, piece of arm is on top of the trichotrum, so it's on top. So
Oh, yeah,
you
so
don't
that
give the.
doesn't work. Yeah, okay. Makes sense.
Okay, that's my joint line. Here you go. First, I'm on a joint line of the radius and the scaphoid, and I'm going to apply the traction. Okay, want to move on? The radius with the lunatum, fixate and palpate the joint line, and pull.
So you fixate the radius with this hand.
Yeah, I'm here
I
fixating.
can feel him pushing down so that the forearm.
Here, fixating, and then with this one, palpation.
And you pull with this one.
Yeah, just here, that direction, okay? Again, same with here. Palpate on the joint line of the ulna and the triquetrum, and then pull. And then what you can do afterwards, you're constantly on pulling on the metacarpal. Now you're fixating on the scaphoid and pull, fixating on the lunatum and pull, and fixating on the triquetrum and pull. So that's you can have a little bit more exactly. So that's why you can actually feel separately all the bones a little bit more just by fixating all the separate bones.
When you do the second row, you're kind of using your finger on here to like fixate more, or
No,
No.
because here you're on a joint line,
yeah.
and if you want to move to the next row, you want to fixate here the scaphoid. Here,
Yeah.
this one is fixate, and this one is also palpating at the same time.
Okay.
Okay, so you're moving to the next row. Okay, this is practice time.